This has been a journey for me, and like I said, like I truly regret tying my tubes. I wish I had never done it, but at the stage that I was in, we were young. We were married, but we were young, and we already had 3 children. And hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So today I've got a special little video for you. It's a sit down video where I'm gonna just talk a little bit about the topic that you would have seen in the title. So you guys know that I've been talking here and there about my tubal reversal, and it's actually been like 6 months back that I introduced the topic to you guys. However, so much has came up since then. Over that period of time, we were trying to sell our home. And we were staging it and getting it prepped, and then we actually sold it, and then we were house hunting, and then we bought a house, and then we moved, and it's just been a never-ending journey. So yeah, but I would say since we moved inside the house, that was like maybe 6 or so weeks ago, things have been propelling more with the forward with my plans to have a reversal. So, and it made, we did it that way. We just delayed it. Everyone was asking if it was still going to happen, but I delayed it because we were doing so much lifting with just the staging of our home and moving and selling that home. And I didn't want to end up lifting because I'm going to be having surgery. And it's like a little, though it's a laparoscopic surgery and it's mini, it's kind of like it is an abdominal surgery, and so like I can't do any lifting, and I didn't want to be completely useless around some of the most enjoyable moments that we were having, so I kind of just delayed it. And it was hard because with that kind of stuff, you know, it's not easy. It sits on your brain and you think about it and you contemplate, and it's just, you know, but I've been learning to be so patient and so trusting in God that it's just, you know, it is what it is. And I just want to let you know, if you hear anything in the background, I apologize. It's my dogs. They're playing with their toys and walking around, and their nails are kind of long right now, so all you hear is click, click, click on the floor, so it's annoying. But sorry, the journey has taken off, and I've dropped notes here and there in various videos telling you about what was happening, but so much has happened that I haven't been able to, like, I wanted to do a sit down video and I haven't had the chance. So here I am doing it for you now. The last video when I was telling you that my cycle came, and TMI, I apologize if you're a guy that's watching this. I'm not sure why you'd be anyways, but unless you want to learn, right? But after my cycle came, then that's what changed everything. Everything started changing from there. So I would go for a series of tests. I did the day 3 test, which I really did on day 4. I was a little nervous about that, but I looked it up, and everyone everywhere said, this is cool. It's not a problem. You can do it up until day 4, and that was fine. And then following that test was to check my ovarian reserves. So it's your egg reserves. And then a week later, I did the test again, and what that test consists of is doing blood work and an intrusive test, which is done internally, if you know what I mean. And I can say, as much as I prepared myself, being all fresh and so clean, I still was not prepared, if you know. Yeah. So we did that first day, and it was so uncomfortable because I'm like, I don't know you like that. Like, I don't want to be doing this kind of stuff. But anyways, you get over it, because being a female, going through this stuff, you don't have a choice. So then I had to return a week later, and the week later was to check if I was ovulating, and the test consisted of the same thing. So I kind of endured a series of these tests. Then I went back a week after that. Actually, so I went to see if I was ovulating, and they did the test and everything was fine, but they said I didn't quite ovulate. So then I had to go to a different location of the same office, and I ended up going there. I went there 2 days after my last visit. So this was like my 3rd visit there, and did the test again. Consisted of the same thing. And then I had to go back another week after that, and this was to check to see if my eggs have matured. So you can see it's like the whole cycle test. It really tests, like, you know, tests just everything from the beginning of your cycle all the way to the end. And good news, guys, everything came back great. from what they said. And then after all the series of tests, I ended up doing like a follow-up test with the doctor himself, and myself and Aaron, and he, touched base with us. With that said, I was given the go-ahead to book my surgery. Now there is actually one little thing that he said is like my, is it HSG levels or something like that, or is pretty high. He says like I would have like a slight case of PCOS. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure, but he said everything is perfectly fine, but this high thing, it could indicate like a slight, but there's nothing wrong. Everything worked out fine. All your numbers are great. So that's all good news. And everything on Aaron's side was all good news. There was only one thing or two things he had to do, and he only had to do it like on like one time, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And things are great on his end as well. So then came the news of, oh, you can go ahead and book your surgery. And so after him explaining to us that everything was fine, he gave us the go ahead and book our surgery. And I was so anxious because I want to kind of get it done as soon as possible, but at the same time, like, I just didn't know, I didn't know if it was going to conflict with Christmas and all this stuff. So I just kept thinking, I hope like he'll let me do it before the new year. And it was so awesome because he's like, oh, okay, I can do your surgery on Sunday. Like, this is us in his office, and it was like in a matter of days that he was saying I could have my surgery. It's like, you can have it this Sunday or even maybe the Sunday after, but you can come this Sunday. And Aaron and I looked at each other and we were like, what? So my surgery is booked, and it is, by the time you see this, it's going to be in like a few days. And it's very overwhelming. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous because I've had so many surgeries, and I'm just like, oh, I hope everything goes well. Like, don't want it to be that time when it's not great. So there's that. I'm apprehensive. And then there's also the doubts. Like, you just want it to work, and you want I don't know, you want it to be successful, because obviously there's a reason behind doing this, and it costs money. It's not cheap at all. And you just want to ensure that you're making the right decisions, and that it will, the end result will, I guess, be pleasing. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah. So I don't know, that's just me being candid. That's how I feel at the current moment. It's very exciting that it's going to be in a matter of days, because it's been a long journey of waiting and waiting. So and I was very patient. I actually didn't, Aaron and I, if we ever talked about it, it was casually. And then there were moments, because of the waiting period, I had my moments where I had like the doubts, and my mind and my emotions are all over the place. And Aaron was really amazing. He kept me grounded and kept, when I was wavering, he was planted solid on the ground, and I praise God for that. Like, I'm so thankful, because had he just wavered and then I changed my mind again, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know I want to have another one, I think it would have been very difficult. But I really believe in just giving it to God and just praying about it, because like I mentioned to you guys in the first round of telling him, his idea was like, I don't know, he wasn't about having another child that was ever the problem, because we always agreed, we said we were going to adopt a child, and so that was the process that we were going through anyways. If you don't know much about that story, check out one of the other videos. I'm pretty sure I have a baby series in which I talk about this stuff. But that was never the issue. The issue was just me and my health and just all this stuff. And so I understood where he came from, and I spoke to, one of my girlfriends gave really good advice, because she's felt similar and has gone through the same process and just prayed. And when God lays, if it's the plan and God lays it on your husband's heart, like, it just can all fall into place. And I trusted in what she said. And I'm not saying that I thought it was going to happen to me, because I'm not gullible like that, where I'm just like, oh, it's going to happen to me. But I kind of did the same thing. I took it and I just prayed and prayed about it. And, until the one day I asked Aaron, and he was like, I don't even think I asked. I think we were just talking, and then he just casually said, "Oh, well, yeah, when we have another child." And I was like, "Oh." I was like, "What do you mean?" And then, and I probed. And then when he was so solid with his answer, I just kept going, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And so, yeah, I firmly feel like God played a huge role in that. And I'm just going to try to I'm going to remain steadfast and be hopeful and be happy. Most of all, happy, because I am very blessed and I know this. So whatever will be, will be. And I'm thankful to God no matter what, because he has done a lot for me. And I'm very, very appreciative. This is turning into a whole other kind of video, but it was just me touching base. I'm sorry, I'm so sappy, but this is just me touching base and letting you guys know that my surgery is here in a matter of days. Guys, I'm gonna have my surgery. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, today's Thursday. Friday, Saturday, surgery on Sunday. 2 days. Anyways, I'm gonna go because I'm not making any more sense. I'm just really happy. So, quick note. In these days, what I'm doing is taking some time and reading up on my surgery and reading up on what's to come. And then I have a few things that this after scare. It's kind of funny. I'm not necessarily scared going to the surgery, but I'm scared of that testing that they do after to kind of determine how if your tubes are now clear and not blocked. And I'm just like, how is that done? And I heard this I don't know. But I'm just researching. I'm spending time researching. And if you guys want to hear more about my story and hear more about my journey, definitely comment down below, because this has been a journey for me. And like I said, I truly, truly regret tying my tubes. I wish I had never done it, but at the stage that I was in, we were young. We were married, but we were young, and we already had 3 children. And at this point, I just thought I don't know, I was nervous, because I just even remember, though we were married, I remember when I was pregnant with my 3rd, even though I get along really well with my in-laws and my mother-in-law, but I remember her not being really happy because Aaron was in school at the time, though he was in school the whole time while we had our children, but I think she was nervous for him that he wasn't gonna finish school. And that's not us. We've always been very adamant about accomplishing our goals and our dreams and whatnot. So anyways, I don't want to go too far into this. If you guys want to know more about, you guys want to know different parts of my story, I think I'm going to start sharing even once a week, little segments of this about what my journey and what I'm going through, and just little snippets of stuff. I think I just kind of cut what I was saying in the middle, right down the middle, but this video is getting long already. If you want to hear more in part 2, I will definitely do part 2. I probably will just do a connecting video, why I regret tying my tubes. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to comment down below. And I'm sharing my journey and my story with you guys because I don't know if I found other women's video and journey to be helpful towards me, and if I can do the same, considering I'm already doing YouTube anyways, I think it will be so great to be able to just give a little step-by-step of what I'm experiencing and what I'm going through. And it will be, an eye-opener to some people, because up until a year ago, I didn't even know that tubal reversal was even a thing. So thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye.